Today we are fixing up the most wonderful peach crumble, and you are just going to love this recipe. It is a great dessert for any time of the year. It's especially wonderful during the summer when you can put a little bluebell ice cream on it. So let's go ahead and dive in and let me show you what the ingredients are that we're going to be using today for our peach crumble. First of all, obviously you're going to need your peaches, and you can use fresh peaches or you can use frozen peaches. I had some fresh ones that some friends brought us, and I got those all peeled, and then I actually vacuum sealed them and froze them about 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to be thawing these out, and we're going to be using these today. Now for the peaches, it's going to be in 2 steps. What you're going to do is you're going to mix up your peaches and that peach mixture in your pie plates. You'll need a pie plate, and you'll be using a little bit of sugar and also a lemon. So you want to have a lemon. You're going to use about half of that, and then you'll use a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of ground ginger for your peach mixture. And I will put all the measurements for these in the description section below the video. Now the second thing you're going to do is you're just going to need a bowl, a mixing bowl, and in that mixing bowl you're going to mix up everything for the topping. And for that topping we're going to be using some flour, about 1.5 cups of flour. You're going to use a stick of butter. We're going to melt it. And then we're also going to be using some brown sugar and then some salt. What I've done so far is I have all my peaches, and I went ahead and I've already put in the 1/4 cup of sugar, and I've mixed that all together. Now after that sugar has gone in, what you're going to do, once you've stirred that around a little bit, then you're going to take your lemon and make sure your seeds are out of it. And I just go ahead and I'm just going to squeeze this now all over. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of lemon juice all over, and then stir that up really good. Okay. And then you have your ginger and your cinnamon, probably about 1/2 teaspoon of each. And then the cinnamon, we're gonna put some of that just kind of all over. There we go, just all over the top. Put a little bit more. Okay. And then you just stir that up. And that is so simple. It is so easy to do. And this is already starting to smell good. I so wish y'all were here and you could smell this. All right, so let me move this out of the way. All right, so there we have our peaches. They're all mixed up. They're just ready to go. All we need to do now is put our topping on. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set this aside. And now we're going to make our topping. So we're going to go ahead and put in our flour. We're going to put in our brown sugar. I like to use a fork actually when I'm doing this because I think it helps with the crumble a little bit. So I'm going to pour in my brown sugar. There you go. We'll mix this all together. Then I'm going to put in just a little bit of salt. It's about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just a little bit of salt in here. Not much. Okay. Then I'm going to put in my cinnamon, and I'm just going to cover the top of this with cinnamon. So mix that all around. And now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to melt my butter. I have my butter all melted, and I'm going to go ahead now and pour that in here. Pour about 3/4 of it in. And I'm going to start stirring this and start mixing this up. And it's going to get nice and thick and kind of gooey. Eventually it's going to crumble for you. But just start stirring and stirring. Okay, I'm going to pour the rest of this in. Okay. And then it's going to stir and stir. And you just want to stir till it's mixed up really, really good. The reason I like to use a fork is because I like to kind of mash it. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm kind of mashing this in. After you've mashed it like this, I like to mash it, and then I like to kind of cut it with my fork. And I think that seems to help it get crumbly a little bit faster instead of just stirring it. There's different little recipes out there for how to make the crumble. This one that I use, I find I like it a little bit better because it makes it a little thicker. Sometimes the recipes will come out a kind of finer, and so it's kind of almost like sugar that you're putting on top. And I just like a little thicker texture for the crumble that goes on top. And so then once you've mixed it up and you're like, okay, it's pretty mixed, then kind of just vigorously take that fork and just kind of move it through there, and that'll help break up any bigger chunks that you may have and get you a really nice crumble. There we go. It's a beautiful crumble, and it's going to taste wonderful, and it's going to look wonderful on top of your peaches. Now what I'm going to do, you can see I've gone ahead and I put on some little gloves because I'm going to kind of I might get a little bit messy. And so you've got your pie plate here, got your peaches, they're all mixed up, so they're all good to go. Now you have your crumble, and I like to take it, there we go. You can, some people like to just kind of maybe take it and sprinkle it across the top. I like to use my fingers. So I like to take this and literally just even, to make it even a little more crumbly, I like to crumble it all over the top. And you just go back and forth across here doing this, and it's just gonna cover the whole thing. Yeah, this is, I tell you what, you have to make this. So run out and get you some peaches right away and do this because it is to die for. I wasn't planning on making this tonight, and Jay came in the kitchen and he saw some peaches that were sitting here, and he's like, can you make that crumbly thing tonight? So I said, sure. I said, let's make it, and I hadn't filmed it. So I thought, I need to film this so I can show it to everybody. I also think that this is good for if you're not wanting to make a true cobbler, but just make something simple and easy. And you can see that we're just about covered. Just about. Let me keep going just a few more minutes. And if you make anything similar to this and have some suggestions, please drop those in the comment section. And if this is being helpful, please also like, and if you subscribe, you can join our YouTube family. There we go. We have got a beautiful, beautiful crumble on top of our peaches. So now we're headed to the oven. Here we are. We've got our peach crumble all ready to go. And I like to put my pie plates usually like on a cookie shade. This makes it easier to handle. And I'm going to push this on in. Let's see, we have it set for 350. Yes, we do. We're going to put this in for about, we're going to put it in for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Okay, so now it's been about 20 minutes, but I would like the top to be just a little bit darker. So I'm going to let this go for about another, I think about another, probably about 3 or 4 minutes. Our peach crumble is out of the oven, and look at this, y'all. It looks beautiful and it smells incredible. We're gonna put a little bit of this in a bowl and a little bit of Bluebell ice cream on top. Be sure and check out that next video that's popping up, and I will see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.